Welcome back into TF. My friend Tiffany Schultz is back from the Better Business Bureau here in Wisconsin. Tiffany, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for coming back. 5 resolutions for a fraud-free new year. That's a lot of F's and R's, and oh my gosh, fraud.
We don't want anyone to get scammed.
No, we don't. And these are really good. We talked about data privacy a little bit earlier this month, but this one kind of plays a little bit in there and other things. But these are some easy resolutions that you could do, again, to prevent some fraud. So first one here is a resolve to be cautious with your email. Email is you think of it, to me, I think of it as a little old school because you get a lot of emails and I don't know, want to read them or whatnot, but people still click on random things. Not good.
Sure enough, scammers love email, and they love to try to trick you, and they lead you to fake websites. So they'll send you a link, maybe something is past due, or you get something about your virus protection on your laptop, and you need to click on a link to renew it, right? Don't click on that link so fast, because that link could lead you to a site to download spyware or malware to your device. Or you could be giving your personal financial information to a scammer. So scammers love email. It's an easy way to lure their victims, and just don't. If you don't know who it's coming from, if you have not verified its legitimacy, don't click on it.
You know, I like to go into the junk email section and look. I don't click on the emails. I don't want to do anything to do it, but I go through and look at the titles and see what's coming through as considered junk, and it's pretty interesting. But you see all of those things you just labeled out there right in the titles of these things. You're like, oh my gosh, how can you fall for that? But it can happen. Resolve to never send money to strangers. Sure?
I'm sure if you haven't met this person in person, don't send them money. It's a trap. If somebody asks you to wire money for whatever reason, or you're renting an apartment or a house and you need to put a deposit down and wire the money before you can even see the property or put it down as a deposit, it's likely a scam. So if you have not met them in person, it's a good idea not to pay them.
Okay, fine. This is ahead of February, too, so, ahead of those love scams that are out there and whatnot, so good to know. Resolve to do your research before making online payments and purchases.
This is another thing. Scammers love to create fake websites and promote them as their own. Sometimes they'll make exact duplicates with just a teeny tiny bit of detail that's a little bit different from the legitimate site to lead you to the fake website to purchase what you think that you're purchasing instead of the real website. So before you go ahead and buy online, online purchase scams are the second most top scam in the top 3, and scammers love to collect your personal and financial information from buying something you think you're going to get, or they'll throw fake product or counterfeit product onto a fake website and want you to buy that instead of the real deal.
I also would throw in there, too, just curious, if you're trying to find an item and you can get it from so many different places, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's just so cheap here compared to all these other ones, is that a red flag?
That's a big red flag. If it's out of stock everywhere, or it's so much more expensive on 5 other sites, but you find it on this one site for so much cheaper, that's a red flag that it's usually a fake site too.
All right, I resolve to use my best judgment when sharing my personal information.
And we just talked about this earlier this month. Keep your private information private. Any information that you put out there can be taken by scammers to scam you down the road.
And then I resolved to be social media smart. So kind of following those same lines, but social media, my goodness, it's a lot.
Anything that you post online on a social media page can be used to hurt you down the road. So keep in mind that it lasts for a lifetime. Even if you delete it, it's still there. It can be found. Also keep in mind that screenshots of anything that you post can be taken by somebody else and shared elsewhere. So be careful what you post and who you share with on social media.
It's just taking that extra step. I think with all of these is the stop, think, and act, just to the best of your ability, but just review all of these things too. You got to do it periodically, but definitely why not set some goals?
Sometimes all it takes is to think twice, do I really want to do that?
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it'd save you some very troublesome things if you do think twice and make that happen. If people do want to stay up to date on this, or you could report too issues that you come across, how can they do so?
Head on over to bbb.org. If you've been scammed or you've experienced a scam, head on over to bbb.org/scam tracker, report it to us so that we can help warn others about the scams in the marketplace.
That'll keep Tiffany coming back here and telling you all how to stay safe. So just saying, if you help her, she'll help you. I'll help you. It's a safe circle or something like that.
We won't share your personal information.
There you go. Tiffany, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.